is Shanae Jones, and I am your resident certified sex coach. Thank you so much for watching. Do you know the new kinky you? I am here to talk to you about all things related to sex. This is a sex positive environment. We are here to educate and explore and to inquire and to learn without shame, judgment, or fear. We are here. And so, as your resident certified sex coach, I am coming up with all kinds of new ways to engage with you. And if you have suggestions or questions or anything that you want to introduce, please feel free to drop a comment or shoot me a message on social media or visit my website. There's contact information there for me, as well as my email address that is all on this front page of this video. Also, if you see any of my YouTube videos that have this background, that is because I am doing a PowerPoint presentation recording so that you can always go back and get the notes as opposed to always listening to what it is that I have to say, because I tend to speak off of my presentation versus trying to talk verbatim. So all of that is there. And so this particular new segment is called KNKY Did You Know? And so in this Did You Know segment, I am going to try to present things that I don't think are 100% common, might, require some additional research on your part if, you are impacted by it, curious about it, think you know somebody that might be impacted by it, I'm finding interesting things and I want to share them with you. So you understand that sex coaching and especially sex education is truly about trying to enhance an inherent human right, a basic human right, life, liberty, justice for all, pleasure, health, humanity, all of it. It's part of who we are. It's how we got here. It's a part of life, and it should be a part of life that we enjoy as much as possible. And if we have difficulties, then it is something that we should be able to discuss and work through. So this particular KNKY Did You Know is about persistent genital arousal disorder. What could you possibly think that this particular disorder is about? Well, let's see. All right, let's imagine a situation. So let's go off the break and just say that this particular disorder, which was previously known as persistent sexual arousal syndrome and AKA restless genital syndrome, which, if you haven't guessed by now, basically means that you are, and you as in women, women are the ones primarily impacted by this. And you would think that it would be a great thing to be walking around and constantly have, the clitoris and the vulva and the labia, all your parts just jumping all the time. But no, it's basically, for an extended period, your genitals are triggered. They're on, they're sensitive, they are firing, they are in a state of ready. When you're not horny, you're not sexually aroused at all, you're probably in the complete opposite state of being ready for sex. And yet, your body is responding in a way that says, yeah, I am ready for this. I am ready for this. So what ends up happening is this can impact women of all ages, but it is rare. And unfortunately, there is no known cure. So what does that mean? That it's manageable. In most cases, it is manageable. It can be very debilitating. It can impact you. Because imagine, you're trying to live your normal life and you're walking around feeling like you're about to explode every second. Like you have literally no control over your genitals responding in a sexual manner when you're not sexually aroused. So, see some of the triggers. Stress. Stress is terrible for a million reasons in our lives. So, if you are stressed out, please go talk to somebody, and this is not, even if you don't have PGAD, PGAD, if you don't have that and you're stressed, you still need to talk to somebody. Please don't just automatically rely on substances to take your mind off of things. As a consumer of substances, I know that, they can help, but you always have to be mindful of what excess looks like, because it's not going to go away through the use of substances. You have to, be proactive about your health regardless of what these triggers are. So, it could be something related to your medication, or if you have an infection, or pelvic issues or hormonal changes. So usually there's some type of, and then there are also cysts that can be involved. So there's usually something going on. Our brain, when things are not functioning the way that they're supposed to, will trigger imperfections in our body. And we have to figure out how to get those things under control so that our body doesn't create that negative response. Here we have how it can affect you. We talked a little bit about it in the previous slide, So basically, this is drawing all kinds of blood down to your genitals, which basically is causing an erection, right? And then there is swelling and throbbing. Now, these are all great things when you're in the mood and want to have sex. They are pleasurable, but not in this instance, because it's not what it is that you want to get out of it. The onset of it, again, we talked in the previous slide about triggers. Unless you're able to specifically identify the triggers, will be hard pressed, or you will be hard pressed to say, oh, I can avoid X, Y, and Z, and then if I do that, this won't happen. Unless you're able to actually master that ability to identify your triggers and prevent them, then perhaps anything could set it off. You just don't know until you can identify. And so these episodes, call them episodes, can last for hours, days, or weeks. And can you imagine, that persistent feeling, it's one of those situations where it's too much of a good thing. You understand? It can make it hard to sit down and concentrate. It can create pain in your body. And again, doing daily tasks can be, almost impossible. Can you imagine trying to go to work and you're walking around, shaking and crippled because you feel like you're about to just explode? No. If I were in that situation, as anybody should think about, especially when you hear about certain conditions or certain ailments that people have, we don't consider how it could be us. It could be me that has PGAD, and how do I go about, living a daily life that is productive? So we should think about these things with sympathy and empathy, and then also encouragement, because, it takes, think about the first person that had this, that didn't know what was going on, and had to go to the doctor and probably explain her symptoms to a doctor that didn't know what it was, and, basically convince people that she was actually going through this. And then it actually takes the next person and the next person and the next person to open their mouths, and then we start to build solutions. Because when you keep things in silence, who gets help that way? So what can you do about it? Well, the research shows that actually producing an orgasm will create or should create temporary relief. Again, I said temporary. So it's that valve, it's a steam valve. If you can go in and release the pressure, then it'll dissipate for a minute. But the biggest thing that you can do is to talk to your doctor. Don't feel nervous. Don't be ashamed. Don't, think, oh my God, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. If this sounds like you in any way, and I am not a doctor, no way, shape, or form, thank you. Which is why I encourage you to go speak to your doctor. And this is just me, my personal assessment. Be wary of a doctor that is willing to take you at your word for what you think your problem is. I don't think there's anything wrong with, trying to go into a situation informed, meaning that you know exactly how your body feels, what is working and what is not working. You know what that looks like. You know what that feels like. And so you should be able to communicate those things with your doctor. Your doctor should be able to perform all kinds of tests to hopefully identify or eliminate a specific cause for the issue. Now, if this PGAD, persistent genital arousal disorder, sounds like something that, could be, what you're going through, there's nothing wrong with presenting that as the option, as an informed option to your doctor, but your doctor is the person responsible for doing the correct assessments, performing the correct tests, reading the results, and doing the analysis to get you the information that you need, whether it's PGAD or not, but they should be able to ask questions, answer your questions based off of the things not only that they should be looking for, but the things that you should be asking. Do your research, understand what the impacts are, be able to go to your doctor and have those conversations. Understand, at least today, based on the research that I have come across, is that PGAD is not curable, but it is manageable. So the earlier that you address it, the less impactful, at least to me, the less impactful it will be on your life. So here are the criteria for it to be diagnosed. And so you see that it's called persistent genital arousal disorder. So the DSM-5 is the most recent diagnostic manual for mental health professionals. And so PGAD was introduced in the most recent version. It has to last for hours or days or longer and doesn't easily go away. It doesn't end with orgasm. So again, if the orgasm is the temporary relief and it comes back fairly quickly, that is a criteria for diagnostics. It's intrusive. It's not anything that you're wanting. It's creating distress in your life and isn't triggered by anything sexual. So we expect our bodies to behave in a certain way when we're in a sexual state. But if we're not in a sexual state, like right now, I'm sitting here talking to you about a sexual issue, but I'm not in a sexual state. So if my genitals started throbbing and swelling all of a sudden, I'm gonna be looking like, what the fuck is going on down there? That's not, that ain't what's supposed to be happening. So what your body is supposed to respond to. Now, as far as treatment options, like I mentioned before, there could be assist. So there are things, again, doctors should perform. So it might require some level of intervention, but there are also symptom management. So ice baths, muscle relaxants, therapy. Again, get your mind right. A lot of times, if we can get our minds, in the correct order, our bodies correspond accordingly, so not to say that if you don't believe in mental healing, positive energy and good thoughts never hurt anything. So let's put it that way. So